Okay, good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, children. My name is Nipun. I'm going to be running you through the TON7 orientation. I was hoping for a lot more people to join in, but we are recording this orientation, so we will share it on the WhatsApp channel so that you can view it whenever you need for any kind of reference. So how this orientation is going to run, first I'm going to give you a little bit of background about the company for the people who don't know about Inme so that they get an understanding. After that, I will take you through the information docket, which tells you about the TON scam, about the activities which are going to happen. And I go into detail on how the activities work, what happens during the activities. Then I'll go to the expectation settings and the safety manner. And then finally end with the list of things to carry, the kit list, as we call it. After I'm done, I'll start taking question answers. What I would request is for everybody to hold on to their question answers. And at the end, when I'm done with the list of things to carry and I open the forum for question answers, on your phones and on your laptops, you'll see a button called React. You can press the React button and it'll show another button called Raise Hand. So when you click the Raise Hand, this is what happens. It also moves you onto the top screen of my screen so that I know who's raised their hands, and it does according to the time you picked up. So if you picked it up before somebody else, so I'll be coming to you first, so I'll go one by one and I'll ensure all your question answers are answered. Okay, first little bit about the company. Inme, the people who started Inme started another company in 1996 called Discovery Camps, which became iDiscover and then Eureka. So they started this with the whole notion of getting children to connect with the outdoors, connect with nature, and understand life skills while doing it and be grounded on it. Slowly and steadily, we have been evolving and adding more and more things. While we still stick to connecting to nature and getting children to understand life skills through experiential learning, we have also now, the main focus is to get a technology detox, right? Because in today's world, we are so surrounded with technology that the children are not actually sitting down and talking to each other, or even understanding how to communicate to each other. Nowadays, I have seen my nephew, nieces, my children, just communicating with each other in emojis, even while they're sitting next to each other. Like, saying LOL is something which I found so weird that, okay, laugh, guys. You don't have to say laugh out loud. So we want them to start connecting with each other and start, understanding how to be without technology. The whole point is to get them away from their comfort zone. And how we do it is get them into an outdoor surrounding without their parents. They're disconnected from the parents. They're disconnected from their metro life. And they're doing an experiential activity over there. Now, when we started, like I said, we started as Discovery Camps, which became iDiscover, which became Eureka. In 2006, there was a split between the partners, and a few of them went away, and then they started Inme in 2008. Our first camp was 2009, where we opened to the public and we were doing retail programs. But we were still friends with the old people, right, and with the other partners. And 2019, we decided to merge both the companies. So Inme and Eureka became one company. And since 2019, we've been working as one unit. What we do is Inme runs all the retail, or what we call the B2C programs, where any child from the age group 9 to 17 can come on specific programs during the summers or the winters. And now we're introducing autumn programs also this year. The Eureka works directly with schools. So we get schools which come for a shorter duration, but with a very focused life skill on one particular life skill, depending on the class which is coming. So they go for shorter duration programs and they come into the Eureka plan. A little bit about myself. I used to go on these camps from 1997 to 2001 as a child. That's how I got into this line. And since then, I've been right after school, I did my summer job with them. And then after doing my graduation and post-graduation, I joined them full time. I've been running the company with them since 2002. That's when I did my summer job. And 2006 is when I joined them. And then I've just been with first Eureka and then the Inme brand. And I've seen the world from the child's perspective, from an instructor perspective, and from a parent perspective on what you're going to face and what's it going to be like. So any question, and I tell all my audiences that, any question is a valid question, because at the end your child is going on this program, right? And children who are here, any question is a valid question because you're going to experience this, right? So don't shy away from asking any questions, whatever it might be. Might sound embarrassing in your head, but it's actually not embarrassing. It's going to get your experience to be better if you have the right expectations when you go. I'm just going to share my screen and then start going through the first information docket, and then I'll go through the list of things to carry, like I said. So let's hit the bottom. Okay. So we are doing, I hope everybody can see my screen and everybody can hear me clearly. So we're going to be going through the TON7 program, which is the program starting on June 9th and ending on June 16th. This is happening on our TONS camp. This picture is a little bit outdated, but this is the TONS camp. Why I say outdated, right behind this tree, if you can see what I'm highlighting, is a wading pool. Over here, now we have a mountain biking obstacle course, and we have some shelters built here, one here and one here, right? So we have some shelters which have been extra built for them. TONS is actually a river. So this is one of the biggest tributaries of Yamuna, which comes and meets the Yamuna at Dehradun. Our campsite is actually 180 kilometers ahead of Dehradun. It's the biggest campsite we have, right? We can actually accommodate more than 150 children over here. With schools, we have done 140 children at the same time on this campsite. Okay, now, first, so a little bit about TONS River, because we will be doing river rafting on TONS River, and people do want to know how it's different to Rishikesh. Now, TONS River is first of all, it's a slower river compared to Rishikesh. The reason why, because it turns quite a lot. It's a very wavy river, right? So it keeps turning, so the water speed does go down a little bit. So it becomes a very technical river in the sense that when I come to rafting also, and I explain rafting, they have to paddle a lot more than what you would be doing in Rishikesh. In Rishikesh, it's mainly a straight path which is coming down. There are a little bit of turns, obviously, but the river is mainly coming downhill and straight down. So the water speed is quite high over there, right, compared to TONS. So in Rishikesh, if you go on your own and you're rafting, there'll be a lot of times you don't need to paddle. You just sit in the raft and the raft will keep going. In TONS, it does not happen like that. You have to keep paddling and you have to keep the raft moving. I just showed you the campsite. It's on the riverside. During the summers, right now, currently the last program which is going on, we reached 32 degrees maximum during the day. At night, it was dropping to about 21, 22 degrees. One day it rained, so it dropped down to 18, but the other days it was around 21, 22. Now, on the TONS program, what you're going to do is each child does two sets of activities. One, everybody. So there are 50 children registered for this program, 50. All 50 children will be doing 3 days of rafting. Now, when I say 3 days of rafting, it's not that we're going to take a raft and say, okay, sit on it and go rafting. We're actually going to teach them about rafting. We're going to teach them how a raft works. What are the different parts of a raft? How do you keep safe? How do you wear a life jacket? How do you paddle? What are the different instructions? That's part of the first session. And they will do a little bit of rafting. After that, we'll put them on the raft and they will go. And during this session, the rafting guide, which will be there, will have long paddles. What I mean by long paddles, so he's going to be sitting in the middle and he's going to have very long paddle, and he can actually control the raft on his own. The children do not need to do anything. The children are getting an experience during that time, how it feels going through a rapid, how do you have to paddle, and what are the different instructions which happens. So the first day we so the rapids are graded. It's grade 1 to 5. In Rishikesh, we reach up to grade 5, but for the children, we do only up to grade 3 plus, grade 4 maximum. In TONS, because we also have a lower age group, we only go to grade 3 maximum, going to grade 3 plus on rare occasions. But otherwise, grade 3 is what we are looking at. So the first day is a grade 1 and grade 2 rapid where they experience where the rafting guide has the full control. They will obviously get an opportunity to jump into the river at a particular point where it's safe. And we also have safety kayaks with every 4 rafts. Safety kayaks can go up and down very quickly so that if anybody falls into the river, they can get rescued. We also teach them rescue drills. So before they get onto the raft on the first session itself, they'll understand, okay, if they fall into the river, what do they have to do? So first of all, I always tell children that children who don't know swimming, you're lucky because your basic instinct is to follow the instructions exactly as given. Children who know swimming are first, and like me, even I know how swimming. So the first instinct is to go onto our stomach, right? That's the wrong thing to do in the river. So first instinct is to go into the river and into the stomach, and then you realize, no, you have to go to the back. The way to be in a river is because you're wearing life jackets, you're going to be floating, is to be on your back, your head up, face going upriver, your feet going downriver, so that you can actually look and maneuver accordingly how to avoid rocks and everything. So all those things will be taught on the first day itself. The second day, the rafting guide will also have small paddles, and all the children along with the rafting guide will be paddling, and they'll be getting instruction. They'll understand how to understand the rapid, how to gauge its level, and how to know how to maneuver through it. Okay, so when you're seeing it, you're seeing rocks here, you're seeing rocks here. Okay, so how do you make sure you enter the rapid from one end and get out by avoiding these drops? They'll get an understanding of that. They'll get a basic understanding of hydrology. And then we're going to do something called a flip drill. A flip drill is basically we tie the raft to the beach, right? But we are in water. And we're going to ask the children who will be sitting in the raft to flip the raft on themselves. This is to make them understand that during the rafting trip, if the raft flips for any unforeseen reason, what happens, what do you have to do? So I can basically theoretically tell you, okay, so if a raft flips, if you're on the side, come up, catch hold onto the rope which is around the raft, wait for the kayak. If you're far away, make sure you're holding onto your paddle so that you can easily avoid rocks. If you're under the raft, come straight up and there'll be an air pocket because the raft is this thick and imagine, so you'll have an air pocket where you'll get oxygen, then you come back and get back on the side. Then a few of you will get onto the raft, there's a rope, you pull that and then you make sure the raft flips upright and then you get back on top of it. Theoretically, I just told you what will happen, but practically and experientially when it happens, you will panic. So we want you to first experience it rather than in the rapid, so that you know what you have to do when it happens. So we'll do a flip drill. There'll be a day so that day they'll do flip drill. There'll be a longer rafting session, and they will do a lot more kilometers. The third and final session is where we ask the children, if the rafting guide will keep asking them, okay, children, what grade rapid is coming now? Okay, where do we enter from? What are the instructions? So, testing them and understanding how much they have learned, and if they need anything refreshing and a little bit more of understanding, so they'll do that. And then we'll also stop at a particular point where they'll jump into the river, which is, I don't want to call it cliff jumping because cliff jumping is actually a quite extensive activity where they go very high. This would be about 6 to 10 feet boulder where they jump into the river. Obviously, safety kayaks are out there. They'll also get to do body surfing today. Body surfing is when they jump into a lower than grade 1 rapid, and they will actually go through it with the life jacket so that they understand how to go through it, and they will also work as a team during this time. Now, this is one activity which they're going to do. The other activity they have chosen, you might have chosen for them. They have a choice between mountain biking or backpacking. I'm going to take you through both the activities. And at the end of this, if somebody wants to change, just drop a message. Or if you want to check what your activity was, just drop a message to me after the orientation is done, and I will check and let you know. Okay, mountain biking. Mountain biking is to teach the children how to first build endurance, how to tackle different types of terrains, and understanding gear ratios of a cycle. So they'll understand this, they'll be given mountain bikes when they reach there, they'll understand how the gear ratio works, they'll understand how to balance themselves. The obstacle course, which I was saying has just newly been built on the TONS campus, they're actually going to go through jumps, seesaws, thin lines, so that they understand how balancing works, how to stop when you're braking, what is the, if you come to a full stop, how do you, without putting your feet, how do you stay on the cycle, right? Without you putting your feet on the ground. So we're going to have some games, fun games around that. We'll teach them a few tricks of wheelies and stoppies. Other than that, they're going to understand how to tackle different terrains. How do we do that? So first is skilling. So the skilling happens using the obstacle course, and we'll have some races on the camp itself, so that we understand what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses, and give them some tips to improve. Then the next day they'll go away from the camp for a little duration, where go only on the tarmac, which is the road. They'll understand how rolling hill works. So going up and down, what are the different gear ratios? How do you manage that? How do you manage speed? The second day they're actually gonna go a little bit of tarmac and then go off road. When they go off-road, they understand how the different gear ratios will work, how the rocky path feels, how to balance yourself. So all those things will be done. And the third day is when they'll go for the longest duration, where it will be more of off-roading and less of on-roading. Right. So the whole activity is to make sure that they understand the different gear ratios and how to do off-roading cycle and cycling in the mountains, which is very different to what we do in the cities. For this, the children need to know cycling beforehand. They need to be very comfortable. They do not need to know gear ratios or how to do tricks or anything, but they need to know basic cycling beforehand. They should be minimum 5 feet in height, and that's the basic requirement we have for this. Now, other than this, the second activity is backpacking, which they might have chosen. Backpacking is the main activity of the outdoors. It's what the whole outdoors is based on. So backpacking is the trekking module, where we're teaching them how to trek in the outdoors, right? Or in a forest. How do you conserve energy while walking up and down a hill? How do you plan out an expedition? How do you scramble up or down a hill? How do you make sure that you know how to read a map and how you can plan it out? So first day would be understanding how to conserve energy, how do you walk uphill, how do you walk downhill, and also understanding map reading, tent pitching, how to pack a rucksack. So all those things will be taught on the first day, and on the first day evening, they'll actually after the first session, they'll actually sit down and plan out a night out. So they'll understand how a night out, they'll plan out an expedition. So they'll say, okay, we have to go from point 1 to this point. Okay, this is not going to happen in 1 day. This might happen in 2 days or 3 days. So understanding how to plan out your timing, how to make sure that you carry the right kind of equipment. And the next session, they'll actually go away from the camp. They will go with their ration, they'll go with their material, with tents, pop-up tents, sleeping bags, carry mats, and they'll go away from the camp for 2 nights. They will actually pitch their tents, cook their own food, and then head to the next point the next day, obviously under the supervision of our instructors. They will be actually cooking food on their own. They will be, doing everything on their own. It's a self-contained thing. We'll be helping them. Obviously, we don't expect them to know all how to make sabjis and all. We're going to teach them how to identify what is salt and what is sugar. So we don't want sugar and salt being mixed up in chai, right? So they'll understand that. And it's a great experience, because when they're in the outdoor, when they're gone for that night out, right, you're away from everything. You're away from even the riffraff of the camp. And at night, when they go silent, it's an amazing feeling just to be in the outdoors and, understanding how many things are around you which you don't realize till you go silent. I've seen children being transformed after this experience. They love it. They have an amazing time on it. So like every activity has some kind of roughing out, right? Like mountain biking, you're going to be going in the off-roading, and you'll build endurance because it's going to be quite tough, right? In backpacking, the challenge comes not just from walking. For the 2 nights you're going to be away from the campsite, there'll be no loos. proper fixed loo. So the TONS camp has proper toilets with the hygiene faucets, the WCs, the bathing area. For these 2 nights, when you're gonna be away, there will be no toilets. What we used to do was called BBA, behind the bush activity, or loo with a view, because you're out in the open. But over the years, things have been changing, and for children's privacy, now we carry toilet tents. What are toilet tents? Toilet tents are nothing but long canvas tents which come up. We dig a hole and we put the tent on top. The children have to use that and keep filling the hole, and we teach them. The first day is going to be uncomfortable for all, even us who are coming from the cities who are instructors. It's uncomfortable the first day, but the second day you get used to it, right? But that's what the outdoors is about. They need to understand that, they need to learn this, right? So we do that, and then after 2 days, they're back on the camp, and they'll be back to proper toilets and proper bathing. Okay, now, so these are the main core outdoor activities, like these 2 activities, but that's not the end of the activities. We do a lot of mini activities, which are called cool time. There'll be a treks to natural pools and hidden pools. There'll be village visits. There will be team building activities, especially on this program in TONS. We are very close to the villages nearby. So for the village school children, we actually hold tuitions on camp. We call that Each One Teach One, where the children on our children on camp invite the village children to come down. They help them with their homework. They play some sports with them. So it's quite a very good interactive experience where they're also, while they're teaching them and they're understanding, they also learn what the village children go through, what's the hardships, and the appreciation of being lucky, being fortunate to being born in a family which is living in metros and is very well to do, is something which comes into these children naturally when they're seeing this. And I have seen children coming back, sending books, sending other materials for the village children, because they felt so connected and they feel that they need this. One child even sent 3 computers to one of the other villages because he saw that village school did not have computers, right? So these children come and plan together and do a lot of things. So it's a great experience and something to see. We have some classic traditions. Chota Hazri. Chota Hazri is now actually called Power Ups. This is when they wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning and they come out. We have some warm up activities. So that's Chota Hazri. There's Helter Skelter. And obviously some learning sessions where I see learning is misspelled, but learning sessions which bring all the campus together and spark. A little bit of photographs for you. Left-hand side is mountain biking through the forest. This is the river rafting session. If you see this small person right here, that's our safety kayaker. And the right-hand side is the backpacking program, which is they've just packed up from their first night out and are ready to depart. Now, how does a typical day on the camp work? 6 a.m. is wake-up call. When the children wake up, obviously, we're going to remind them to brush their teeth. Once they are out, they'll get some hot beverages like tea, drinking chocolate, hot milk, hot water, whatever they need will be available with biscuits. And then after that is Chota Hazri, which is at 7 a.m., which is warm up for the day. Now, this could include calisthenics, jogging, and also a lot of dancing activities, which we do in the morning, which are a lot of fun. Children who've been on the program know them quite well, and they love to have them in the morning. They come back and they do it with their parents also. 8 a.m. is breakfast. 9 a.m. is when they leave the camp for the outdoor activities. They will, so they're going to do river rafting 3 days and mountain biking 3 days or backpacking 3 days, depending on which group they are on. They might be doing river rafting for the first 3 days or the next 3 days, right? That's how it works. They leave at 9 a.m. They'll come back at 1 p.m. Now, actually around 12:30, they're back on camp. Now, during 9 a.m. to 12:31, there is a refreshment break in the middle. There are small snacks and some juices or squash just to get their energy back up and make sure they're hydrated. 1 p.m. is lunch. 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. is free time for all. Now, over here, children have a choice. Parents, especially mothers, the children have an option of going and bathing. Nobody's going to force them to bathe, first of all, on the first few days. If they're stinking, yes, we will send them. But please remember, there are 3 days they're going to be in water, which is the rafting sessions. We have a wading pool on camp, so they're going to be in the water. There are treks to natural pools, so they're going to be in the water. So a lot of time goes in water itself. So they really don't need to have a bath as such. But if somebody is really dirty and stinky, we do send them for a bath. But we cannot force anybody to have a bath. They also do not like to change their t-shirts. It's just fine. They're on camp. Let them enjoy themselves. It's fine if they don't change their t-shirts. It might be their favorite t-shirt, and they might feel that this is the best t-shirt which comes in the photographs, so they don't change. It's just fine, mothers. Let it be. If you don't see them changing for more than 2 days in the photographs, do let us know. We'll ask them to change their t-shirt. I personally used to carry my own soap, like Rin Tikya, and I used to carry only two t-shirts, and my mom used to hate me for that because I would wear one t-shirt 3 days, and for the next 3 days I'll be wearing one t-shirt, and I would have washed my first t-shirt so that on the return journey I'm wearing that. So I've done that as a kid. So it's okay. I know every child is going to be different. There'll be children who will be changing their t-shirts twice a day, but whatever the case, let the children be children. Remember your time as children. Let them be children. 2:30 we will reconvene for cool time activities. This will happen under the shade on purpose because it's going to be the hottest time. Now, on the TONS camp itself, like I said, there are 3 shelters made, and there is something what we call the bomb shelter, which is basically a pit which is below the ground and is covered with a thatched roof. If I just go back up to the photograph, I'll just show it to you. So you're seeing on the extreme left, this is the bomb shelter, right? So that's it's a pit, and it remains really cool. So 2:30 to 5, this is going to happen. 5 p.m. is tea break, where milk, tea, and snacks will be given. 5:30 p.m. Some other cool activities. Also, a lot of fun activities during this time, like volleyball, monkey cricket, French football. These are where the instructors also become children and join them, and they all have fun. There'll be days, there might be a debrief, which will be on the activity, like if it's the last day of rafting, there'll be a debrief. Last day of mountain biking, there'll be a debrief. Last day of backpacking, there'll be a debrief. Other than that, there might be some group sharing sessions. There will be a day or two where we'll ask them to do personal reflections. For personal reflections, what will happen is we'll ask the whole camp, including the instructors and the staff, to go quiet. Only the kitchen staff will be working. The rest, everybody would be silent and quiet. And when they do that, they kind of sounds they children hear, they would not have heard for the first 3-4 days also because there was so much of noise. They start hearing the river more clearly. They hear different types of animals, insects. And I've had children who have come and said, we could hear the grass rustling, and it was such an amazing experience because we asked them to sit on the ground, lie down on the ground and do this. We give them some books which are called cool books, which have some personal reflection exercises but done in a fun way. 7:30 p.m. is soup, 8 p.m. is dinner, 9 p.m. is when we send them off to the tents, saying that, okay, time to get into your sleeping bags and try to sleep, because 6 a.m. is the wake-up call. They don't. 9:30, they don't. 10 o'clock is when we say, okay, all lights off. 10:15, we again do that. 10:30 is when we shout and say, okay, go off to sleep. And we'll still get a few people who'll be up till 11. But usually by that time, everybody goes to sleep. So left-hand side is tarmac, mountain biking on the tarmac. The extreme right is the picture I want you to focus on. This is the ending of a flip drill. You can see the 3 children pulling on these 2 ropes. They are actually going to flip the raft upright. So that's what's happening right now. So they had flipped the raft. They were in the water and they've gotten up on the raft, and now they're flipping it back upright. So that's what you're seeing happening on this picture. Now, in terms of safety, we follow 1:6 adult to child ratio. These are adults are instructors, certified instructors from Knowles, NIM, or GYM, or HMI, which are mountaineering institutes. But that's not enough. They have to go through a strict screening by us and yearly training on child safety and the different kind of principles we are following, so that they understand what are the changes, because we are a learning environment. We stick to a learning environment. We learn every year through our experiences and change rules and regulations accordingly, so that children are safe and we are updated, because the world is changing quite fast, right? And you would have realized that what was there yesterday is now more advanced. There are tools, there are devices which are coming to play, which we didn't think would come into play this early. So we keep a strict eye on all that. We have at least one female instructor for every 10 female participants. On this program, uh, there will be at least 2 to 3 female instructors. There are 12 female participants, but we'll still have 3 female instructors, because we need 2 for the activities of one for mountain biking, one for backpacking, and one for rafting. So we'll have 3 lady instructors for sure on this program. Transportation, obviously we don't own our own buses, our own vehicles, this many. So we hire vendors, but these are people we've been using for the longest time. For the overnight journey from Delhi till Hatkoti, we're going to be having 2 drivers in the Volvo, so that there are going to be 2 Volvos and there'll be 2 drivers in each Volvo, to make sure that if one person is feeling sleepy, the other driver takes over. We have a specialized travel team which goes along, which are which know the route inside out. They are awake throughout the night to make sure that the drivers are not driving overspeed or rashly, and are quite active. Equipment, we use the top quality equipment. These are all certified international UIA standards. But other than that, there are regular audits by our instructors and our safety team to make sure that they are still up to the mark. It's not as if we bought the rope and because it was a UIA standard, we start using it immediately. There are going to be audits and there are going to be checks on each time the activities happen. We have a doctor on camp, a certified MBBS, which has a provision of we have an infirmary which we made, which will have the different types of medicines, nebulizer, drip, suture kits, whatever is required is available there. Other than that, our instructors are trained in wilderness first aid, so that if anything happens on the activity, they take immediate action. And if required, then if any evacuation has to be done, we take that up. We have a 24/7 vehicle on standby on the camp, which is only used for medical emergencies. It will not be used for anything else. So it's available 24/7. The nearest hospital to us is in Kurola, which is around 50 minutes away. There's another hospital towards Joni, which is about the similar timing, but the Kurola one is a little better. If we need, if there's some advanced care to be taken where we need a higher specialized doctor, then we bring them down to there. Now in accommodation, like I showed you, these are going to be tents. There are usually 4 to 5 children in each tent, right? Obviously, boys and girls are kept separately. They don't share the same tent. Different toilets for them also. Each the girls' toilet and the boys' toilet both have Western style commodes, plus the hand faucets or the hygiene jets, the bum washers, which we call, and running water. Hot water is provided. What we mean by provided is it's not in the running taps. We have buckets. We have a heating system outside called a hammam. Hammam is like an old school tandoor with copper wiring running through it, copper pipe running through it. We open the tap from one side, cold water goes in, and because of the heat, hot water comes out on the other side. So there'll be an instructor or a staff member there to help them. So hot water is available like that. And I've already mentioned about the bomb shelter and the other kind of shelters we built. So on the tents, one thing. So these tents are on about a 1.5 foot platform from the ground. These are canvas tents. These are about 14 by 12 feet. We give them a 2-inch thick mattress. On top of that mattress comes the sleeping bags. Now, when I come to the list of things to carry, sleeping bags, we have sleeping bags which they can take from us, which are on returnable basis. If they have their own sleeping bags, they are very much welcome to bring them. We do recommend that they get their own sleeping bags according to the international norms, but a lot of children do not carry it. So we have our own sleeping bags. We have about 200 sleeping bags available on the TONS campus. They do not need to carry, they do not need to inform us also in advance. Once they reach the campsite, we'll ask whoever needs a sleeping bag, we'll provide them one. Sorry. In terms of meals, uh, we've made sure that our meal is totally balanced. It's a mixture of different cuisines. Also, it's not just that every day we're going to have dal chawal. There'll be days there'll be Chinese, there'll be days there'll be pasta. We do try to keep it interesting and some fun for the children. There'll be eggs served at breakfast, which will be kept separately, marked separately as non-vegetarian. And non-vegetarians in dinner is around 4 to 5 times, which is again kept separately, made separately. And because the children are going to be washing their own dishes, there are also different washing areas for non-veg and different washing areas for veg. If any child is on the Jain preference of food, which means no garlic, no onions, do let us know. We will provide the meals separately for you. Now, travel plan. Uh, so Terminal 2 has shut down for renovation. So we have shifted this to Terminal 1. We are meeting at the Terminal 1 arrival. If you're flying in, you don't need to worry at all. Whichever terminal you're going to fly in, either Terminal 3 or Terminal 1, we'll get you to the departure point. Don't worry about that. If you're coming on your own, for the parents who are living in Delhi, because that's the maximum people who are coming, when you arrive on Terminal 1 arrival, just keep going straight. Towards the end is the parking lot. Once you cross the arrival gates, you'll see the parking lot. Park your vehicle over there. Walk back towards the arrival gates. We are on pillar number 3. You will see us in fluorescent green jackets over there. For 24 hours before the departure, you'll also get a number of a person who will be there at the departure, helping you to coordinate and manage the departure. So the reporting time is 6 p.m. We'll depart at 7 p.m. sharp. We'll have dinner en route at Murthal. We're gonna go via the Canal Highway. We'll go towards Ambala and then we'll take a bypass. We'll reach Panchkula. We'll go to Shimla. We'll cross Shimla and we'll reach a place called Hatkoti. So this is the route we're going to use for TONS. This will be the whole overnight journey in the bus. Originally, we used to go via Dehradun. Now, a lot of children who might have been there before, or a lot of parents who might have known about it, we used to go via Dehradun. Till Dehradun, what used to happen for Dehradun was 180 kilometers before the campsite. We used to go to a place called Vikas Nagar, where our buses would stop, and we would shift into non-AC 27-seater buses from there. That was about a 7 to 8 hours journey in the non-AC bus, which with this new route which is open, first of all, it's wide, it's less mountainous than going via Dehradun. So we are actually able to take the Volvo till about 40 to 50 kilometers before the campsite. So the Volvo goes till there in the morning, and that's when they shift into smaller vehicles, which are MUVs. And the journey from there till the campsite is about 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on traffic. So that's the time for the non-AC vehicles to be applied. So it's become much more smoother, much more comfortable for the children from before. Participants, here it's written breakfast, but they're not reaching for breakfast. We have provided breakfast for them at Hatkoti. The reason is that the buses towards the end go a little slow, and so we don't want them reaching at around 10 o'clock and very hungry. So they reach the breakfast point around 6:37 in the morning. They have breakfast, and now they reach the campsite around 11:30, 12, because we've added that 1 hour over there, 1.5 hours there for the breakfast. On the return, the group will arrive at the same location at 6 a.m. So we're doing approximately 505 kilometers in around 14 hours of drive. The route passes through Solan in Himachal Pradesh, bypassing Shimla and going towards Hatkoti. So like I said, the AC Volvo buses till about 50 kilometers before. Okay, now, sorry, some important expectations. This is just so that you're aware of how the program is running, and we don't want you getting disappointed or having the wrong expectations when you come on the program. First of all, this is not a luxury camp or a resort. The reason why we've added this is Post-COVID, we've had children coming in and sitting in their tents and saying, "Bhaiya, hame cold coffee chahiye." No, cold coffee is not going to be made for you. You'll have coffee available over there. If you want, you'll have cold milk available. You make your own cold coffee, right? And you'll only be able to do that either in tea or breakfast. Nobody's going to come and serve you in your tents, right? This is about community living. This is about roughing it out a little bit, right? While it's a holiday from your parents, it's a learning experience at the end of the day. So make sure you know that this is not a luxury camp or a resort. You won't be allowed to be carrying your cell phones post the departure point. So for the children who are flying in, they can have their cell phones. For the children who are from Delhi, do not carry it. If you're carrying it till the departure point, hand it over to your parents. No cell phones are allowed on the program. So for that reason, the parents also ask us, how do we communicate with your children? You do not communicate directly with your child once they're on the program unless there's an emergency. If there's an emergency, we will call you directly. You will be able to speak to your child. We'll tell you exactly what the incident has happened. Say that they were running and they fell down and they injured their leg or injured their hand, and some kind of tetanus has to be given, or they need to be taken for an X-ray. We'll be calling you and informing you, but it's only for major injuries. If there are going to be scratches and bruises, we are not going to call you, right? Scratches and bruises are a part and parcel of the outcomes. Also, if your child comes back without any scratch or bruise, call us. That means they've not done any activity, right? They're going into the forest, they're going river rafting, they're going mountain biking, they're going backpacking. They have to get some scratches and bruises. Those are medals of the outdoors. Other than that, on the daily basis, we put up 2 updates daily, which is one is around 11 a.m. and one is around 6 p.m. This does not include the travel days. This is the normal when they're on the camp, right? At 11 a.m., we'll be sending you a text update telling you what's happening, how's the weather like, and some group photographs. 6 p.m., we'll be telling you how the day went, what did they all do, if they had something exciting to eat, what did they eat, right? And then some activity photographs. Now, we do not promise photographs on a daily basis. We do get them daily. And if we get them daily, we do put them daily. But there are days we are in the mountains, right? The mobile towers over there, if the electricity goes, the mobile tower also goes, right? They do not have proper backups. If we do not get internet connectivity, we might not get photographs. We do ask the instructors to make sure that we get a text update, even if they have to walk 6 kilometers and give it to us. They might not be able to upload photographs during that time. If that happens, we will let you know that we have not received any photographs. You have to be patient with us. If there is any emergency on camp, we will be calling you. You do not need to see that, oh, photograph nahi aayi to emergency hai. They have seen parents getting worried like that. You do not need to. We will be sending you updates regularly. If there's something happening with your child, you'll get an update. So no news is good news, right? So remember that. Why I said that on the travel days it's separate. On the travel days, once they depart from Delhi, we'll send out an update on the channel saying that they have departed. Once they've finished dinner, we'll tell you that they finished dinner and they're en route. In the morning, when they stop for breakfast, we'll send out a message. They've reached the breakfast point and they'll be changed over into the vehicles. And once they reach the campsite, we'll let you know that they're on the campsite, right? So there'll be more messages on the travel days rather than just 2 updates coming daily. Now, other than that, I hope everybody's joined the WhatsApp channel. The WhatsApp channel is the message you got for the Zoom orientation. There was a WhatsApp channel link over there. Make sure you click that, you've joined it, and you have the bell icon not crossed. So if the bell icon is not crossed, you will get alerts for this. Now, as this is a new concept which WhatsApp introduced last year, a lot of people still don't know how it works. So when you go onto your WhatsApp, these channels won't appear in your chats. They appear in the tab called updates. For some Android users, it's on the bottom. For some Android users, it's on the top. For iPhone users, it's on the top. There's on the bottom, there's the thing called updates right next to chats. Just click that, go in, you'll be able to see the channel once you've joined it. make sure the bell icon is totally on so that you get all updates. I've already said this, no gadgets, no phones. So we have a strict no phones or screens. Children coming into Delhi, flying into Delhi can carry their phones till the departure point. We will be taking those phones away. Those are taken into a Ziploc bag and locked up in Delhi and then given back to the child once they come back. Similarly, for some children who might be flying into Dehradun, we'll take the phone away in Dehradun and then give it back to you on the way back. No other, some children ask, can we get Kindles? Don't. Can we get smartwatches? Don't. Cameras is the only thing we will allow, but it's your responsibility. We will not be taking charge of that. There are charging points available in the bomb shelter so that you can charge your cameras, but they're not in your tents. Remember that. You can carry a power bank if your camera has charging capabilities from a power bank. In terms of fitness and preparation, this will be a little bit more demanding. So make sure you're doing a little bit of jogging and walking so that you don't get too many cramps or muscle pulls when you're on camp. Zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline. We will send children back. Children, if you're getting bullied, you need to come and tell an instructor. If we are able to notice it, yes. But there are times we might not notice it if it's happening in the tents or it's happening somewhere where it's not visible. Do make sure you come and tell us. Don't worry about somebody saying, oh, you're a snitch or anything. This is affecting you. You need to come and tell us. Then only can we take some action accordingly, right? It might be misinterpreted. So we will do an investigation before taking any action. So be aware of that. Use of substance, possession or consumption of cigarettes, alcohol, or any contraband is not tolerated and will result in immediate expulsion. No junk food or tuck. We'll be handling all the meals from the time they get onto the bus. We have snacks available for them on the bus, biscuits, chips, juices, drinking water is available. Other than that, children can carry a little bit of junk food or tuck for the travel. But once they reach the TONS campus, that tuck is taken away. If they have anything remaining which is sealed, will be given back to them on the return. If anything is open, the instructors have a treat, right? The reason being, we want you to have proper food. We don't want you having junk food, which will not give you energy, which will also attract different types of insects and animals. So please refrain from that. In terms of pocket money, we take care of all the needs during the program and travel so that if anything happens, we'll take care of it. You do not need to send any kind of money. We do have a souvenir shop, a merchandise shop on camp. You can carry up to 3,000 rupees for that. If any child is flying into Delhi, make sure you're carrying extra money for airport meals and while you're waiting because you'll arrive a little earlier. If you want to eat something at the arrival terminal, for that, you'll have to carry a little bit of extra. Okay, coming to the list of things to carry, and then I'll open the forum for question answers. Okay, so the temperature will range from 25 degrees to 37 degrees during the day and 15 to 24 degrees during late at night. Currently, it's running at around 31, 32 in the daytime and 21, 22 at night. The day it rains, it can get a little bit colder. So that's why you'll see some warm layers also on the list of things to carry. 8 t-shirts, out of which 4 should be quick dry. When you're rafting, when you're going for water activities, we want you in quick dry and in dark colors. 4 pair of shorts mean 4 shorts, not 8 shorts. 4 shorts, 2 should be quick dry. 1 sweatshirt or a hoodie, which is full sleeves and warm. 3 track pants. Your mountain biking, backpacking will only happen in track pants. You won't be allowed to wear shorts or jeans or any other kind of material. So track pants, these can be joggers, these can be synthetic, these can be cotton, anything will do. Should be a little bit stretchable, that's all. 8 pairs of socks, 1 towel quick dry, 1 cap, sunshade cap or a sunshade. Very important. There's no pollution there. The sun is very sharp and it will hit the forehead. So make sure you're carrying a cap. Undergarments, parents and children, you know how many undergarments you'll need for 8 days. Please carry accordingly. 2 pair of night clothes, 2 warm jackets, 1 poncho raincoat. Now, parents sometimes ask me why 2 warm jackets. If one gets wet, we should have another one. If you're sending a waterproof long jacket, you can skip out on the poncho or raincoat. But minimum one jacket, I would prefer still two jackets, right? But to make sure they're carrying one jacket at least. In terms of footwear, normal rubber sole shoes, you do not need to go for anything fancy. If for backpacking you want to carry some trekking shoes, you can, but the route we are using, normal rubber sole shoes are just comfortable. Make sure they are in good condition and they have a good grip. The sole has not worn down, so that there's grip. One pair of hiking sandals, or what we used to call floaters. This is strapped footwear. This has to be used only on the camp. When we're on the camp, that's when you're going to use. When you're going to, doing cool time, they can use these. One pair of aqua shoes or Crocs. This will be used for rafting, right? We would recommend aqua shoes, which are available in Decathlon for about 600 rupees. Avoid carrying Crocs if possible, but if you want to, you're allowed. But this will only be for the rafting sessions and nothing else. Children who have chosen mountain biking, one pair of biking gloves, two pair of padded cycling shorts, which is optional. I would still recommend it. It helps you stop chafing, keeps your bums protected. So if you can, I know it's a little uncomfortable to wear in the initial stages, but if you can, carry two pair of padded cycling shorts. Knee and elbow guards, we have these available on the camp, but if you want to carry on your own, if you have them, please do carry. These are, if you're going and buying them, they are called the roller skating guards, right? So knee and elbow guards are very important for the mountain biking, so make sure you carry them. Helmets will be available on the campsite, so you don't need to carry. If you have your own helmet and you prefer carrying that, you're very much welcome. It's just going to add weight, so I would not recommend it. Other items, other than the personal toiletries, other than your shower gel, toothbrush, and toothpaste, include a sunscreen which is SPF 30 plus, lip balm and cold cream, a mosquito repellent cream or spray, a pair of sunglasses, a torch or a headlamp. Very important at night. If electricity goes, it does take time for the generators to kick in. Also, if it's in the middle of the night, the generators can take much longer. But if you're sharing a tent, right? There are other children in the tent, and if you need to go to the loo at night, or you need to find something, you cannot always switch on the light. So a torch or a headlamp nearby is easy access. If you've taken backpacking, you will need this on the night out, so make sure you're carrying one at least. Plastic bag for used and wet clothes. One water bottle, either 750 ml or 1 liter capacity minimum. Do not send plastic disposable bottles. We are trying to reduce our plastic waste as much as possible. That's why this is asked. Sleeping bag and inflatable pillow. Like I said, we recommend that participants carry their own sleeping bags. If you're not, we will have sleeping bags available over there. These are used sleeping bags which have been cleaned and sanitized and then given to the children. You do not need to inform us. They'll be available for all when they reach the campsite. One inflatable pillow. This we have added recently. Initially we used to teach the children how to roll up their t-shirts or use their bags as pillows. But with the increasingly we got complaints that children were not comfortable with that. So we have asked you to get one inflatable pillow. This can be any type of inflatable pillow. But if you are carrying this, make sure you're keeping it in the small bag, which I'll come to, so that you can use it on the bus also. Medicine and glasses. Like I had mentioned, we have a doctor on camp. We have all the medicines. You do not need to send any kind of medicines. If the child is on prescription medicine, any medicine which is prescribed to him for duration of that program, make sure we are aware of it. And these medicines are handed over to an instructor when you come to the departure point. We will be giving these medicines to the children. We do not want any child self-medicating. So if we know what medicine has to be given at what point, we'll do the needful. Spectacles. If you're wearing spectacles, make sure you're carrying an extra pair of spectacles. If you can get a retainer strap, so that if the specs by mistake drop off from your head, they don't go anywhere. They are still around your neck. So make sure they're with a retainer strap. In terms of packing, you will need two bags. One will be a small day pack or a backpack, which you can keep on the bus on the top. This can have this should have, when you're traveling, should have one jacket, so that if you feel cold at night, you have that. Your water bottle, inflatable pillow if you're carrying that, and whatever tuck you're carrying for the travel should be in this bag, right? The big rucksack, which can be around 60 to 70 liters, or a duffel bag, will go into the boot, right? So it will not be accessible till you reach the campsite. Uh, do not send suitcases, do not send trolleys. There is no place for children to drag them. They have to carry them, and it becomes really difficult. Also, they have a tendency, the wheels to break, because there are no proper road paths for them. They are dragging them. The rocks will get stuck, something will get stuck, and the wheels break, and then they have much more difficult time. So make sure they're carrying a rucksack or a duffel bag. In terms of cash, like I mentioned during the information docket, we have everything. You can carry up to 3,000 rupees for the merch store. Other than that, if you're flying in, make sure you're carrying extra cash for the airport needs. Do not carry mobile phones, expensive jewelry, or electronic gadgets. You can carry a camera. For the children who are flying in, make sure you're carrying a Ziploc pouch or any other kind of pouch with your name either labeled on it or pasted on it. When you meet us at the arrival point, you have to make sure you have a power bank with a charging cable, a printed copy of your return ticket, your original Aadhaar card for identification, and your airport money cash, so that they are separate. This Ziploc will be handed over to us, or pouch will be handed over to us. It will go into a lock and key and safe in the Delhi office, and then hand it back to you on the return. Okay, parents, my monologue is over. Parents, children, my monologue is over. I am open for questions. If there are any, you can raise your hand and I'll take it from Maisha. Maisha.
Yeah.
Hi.
I just wanted to know कि जैसे आजकल ये हो रहा है monsoons have come early और बारिशें they are just coming now and then. So what are the precautions you are having, because it is Ganga River and the flow might increase just because of the rainfall.
Totally.
So
First of all, this is not the Ganga River. This is Tons.
okay,
It's a
but it
different
is a
river altogether.
tributary of Ganga.
No, it's a tributary of Yamuna, ma'am.
Okay,
Right?
okay,
So we've been on this river for the longest time. If you remember the 2013 flash floods which came, we had 100 children on this campsite.
okay.
Nothing happened. They had to stay an extra week. We had all the arrangements made and we got them back safely. Right? This river does not overflow that much in all these years we've been seeing. But we have very close connections with the village on the top of the hill. So what you're seeing is the bottom, right? So there's a
Oh,
hill
yeah.
on the back and there's a village on the top. Right? We work very closely with that village. There are village people who are actually our camp staff also. So if required, we'll ship the whole camp out there, right? Right now, there is no danger. We've been closely tracking the weather.
Because I was
Right now,
just seeing the weather forecast for next 3-4 days. It will be raining there.
ma'am, in the mountains, it's the rain. While it might be raining in that region, it's not necessarily raining in our campsite. Because sometimes in
Okay,
the mountains, what happens is it's raining on one side of the mountain, the other side is completely dry.
okay,
Right?
fine.
So that is something which we keep an eye out. There are some activities we have planned for the rain, right? Depending on what kind of rain it is, we can be doing an indoor activity, or there might be times we might say, okay, not too much rain, let's go out, let's have that experience, right?
Yeah, that is fine.
We want them to
Like,
rough out a little bit.
yeah, that is absolutely fine. And one more thing, like God forbid, if there is some little bit of chance of a flood getting done, so how will you know in advance that so that you can shift the camp up in the mountain?
Ma'am, it does not happen in such a flash, right? First of all, while it's looking that we are close to the river, our tents are very far from the river, actually, right?
Okay,
And we are keeping a close watch. If when it starts raining, there is somebody keeping a very close watch on the water level,
okay.
right? And we get alerts from. So there's a dam. There are different forest authorities. They send out a warning way before because they also are keeping a close watch. So they are upriver. So they get to know much faster than us. So they send out one. Thank you. Raghuram?
Good morning, good afternoon. Two questions. One, is there students are coming from Bangalore? Where my son is coming from Bangalore. If there are person coming from Bangalore, we can able to.
So there are
tag along.
7 children coming from
that is
the
question
Bangalore.
number 1.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
There's 7 children. We will make a group of the children, and Subbu or Michael will be getting in touch, and they'll make a group for you guys so that you can coordinate. This will happen closer to the departure date.
Super. My second question. We all know that there is a recent uncertainty between the in the border area, so there is no any concern in this particular area, right?
Not at all. So we are about 900 kilometers away. First of all, second, everything is died down now. There's nothing happening in the border so much. So we are very far away. We don't have any sensitive areas near this, so nothing happened to it.
Super. Thank you very much. I appreciate your response. Yeah.
The parents, if you have any more questions, you're welcome to ask. Otherwise, I'm done. You can start logging off. Thank you so much for joining.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
We are having trouble finding aqua shoes. So can floaters do instead?
Yes, not a problem.
Okay, thank you so much.
Kabir or Kabir's mom? You're on mute, ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute and talking to me. Ma'am, you're on mute and talking to me.
Sorry. Hi, thanks for the detailed presentation. Just one question. Your program, I know you guys are experienced doing it for years, so everybody will be taken care of. In terms of, let's say, the meals, where you've written, let's say, breakfast, milk with biscuits and all that, it's great to hear there's no junk. But for kids like my son who like to eat good food and not junk and fruits, so fruits and all are also available, I'm assuming?
Fruits are available during the morning breakfast and lunch. When I say breakfast, so the milk and all you saw was just the first thing, right? The breakfast
so
will be different.
Milk with biscuits, for example. So let's say if he doesn't eat biscuits, if he wants, even would it be okay for him to pick up a fruit at that time as well, or it's only available during breakfast? Is that kind of small flexibility available at the time when the child?
6 a.m. It will be difficult for us to cut fruits and.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, no worries.
But we do.
I meant like a banana, not
bananas.
Like a banana.
Bananas.
Something that they can just pick up, Yeah. Cool. Great. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you, parents. You can start logging off. Anudatta, no MP3 players are not allowed. Come sing. We want to hear your bad voice. No MP3 players.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.